right. Welcome back to Living with Lex. I had a request for this particular video. It's about the pros and cons of Atlanta. Though I don't live in Atlanta anymore, I frequent the area very often. I don't want to talk about Atlanta after this video, so any more questions about Atlanta, there's like 5,000 other channels that discuss Atlanta. This is not what this channel is about. I don't really have a specific thing about this channel, but I know like I'm not living in Atlanta anymore, so I can't really speak on what's going on there right now, and things could change, so the things that I'm saying right now might not be what's going on at the current moment. Plus, I don't feel like I spent enough time in Atlanta, like lived in Atlanta, to like actually speak on Atlanta. Right now I'm living in Macon. I don't even live in Atlanta. I've never lived in Atlanta. Probably when I first got here, maybe I lived in Atlanta, but that was only for like a few weeks, and then I moved to Norcross, and then I moved to Lawrenceville, and now I'm in Macon. So I never lived in Atlanta, not for a long period of time. The only reason why I'm making this video is because I do frequent in Atlanta for a lot of reasons, and so I'm going to talk about, from my personal experience, what were the pros and cons being in Atlanta for me when I go to visit. The first thing is networking. We're talking about pros. So number one, network. The network out here is pretty strong, especially if you are a brown hue, black hue, colored person. There's a lot of networking events going on around here. A lot of people you can get to know. There's ways that you can, shoot to the top pretty fast if you are very social or you're an extrovert. This is the place for you. If you're an introvert, maybe. But yeah, networking is like one of the top things that are pros of being here. There's a lot of people here. There's celebrities here. There's people who own businesses. A lot of business owners down here who are our color. Being as though we have one of the higher percentages of black people in this state than any other state is telling enough. I think we're 33% versus where I came from, where we're only like 11%. So it's a big difference. So if you're looking for opportunities, then definitely Atlanta is the place for you. Let's see. The next one is luxury and leisure. So how can I put this? There's some development going on in Atlanta. I don't know what's going on right now, but as I drive around, I'm seeing a lot of nice houses. It seems like people come outside, they look decent. They look like they're of luxury. Nice cars and things like that. So if you're into like luxury life, Atlanta is definitely a good spot to look into. Definitely a good luxury life spot. There's definitely a lot of places around here where you can mingle with other people of luxury down here. So it's definitely a place for luxury living people. Definitely a place of leisure as well. There's a lot going on as far as like I said before, networking, getting to know people on certain, levels in their career or their business. Luxury. Entertainment. One of the pros is entertainment. That's number 3. There's a lot going on in Atlanta. I find myself very often going to Atlanta for entertainment things only, because there's a lot going on in Atlanta. They got illusion museums, botanical garden, escape rooms, museums. I said that already. I think I said illusion museum, but they have other types of museums. They have the slime factory, the Coca-Cola factory, the aquarium, all different types of popping clubs and popping restaurants. I mean, the food scene out there is okay. For my personal taste, not really my personal taste, but you never know what people like. But they have a lot of food spots out there, and there's like a diversity of like things to do out there, so it's very entertaining. There's a lot going on as far as sports out there. A lot. a lot going on out there. So entertainment is, I would definitely put that as my top pro of Atlanta. There's definitely a lot of entertainment in Atlanta. You're not going to find that anywhere else in the surrounding areas of Georgia. Atlanta's definitely that hub for entertainment. Like, they're the number one spot. Convenience, that's another thing. It kind of falls in line with entertainment, but like there's a more of a convenience down there. Like, they have everything in Atlanta. So if you find yourself in like some of the outer parts of Atlanta, you might have to go into Atlanta for something at some point at some time. But there's more of a convenience there, versus living on the outer banks or the outer parts of Atlanta, where you have to drive into Atlanta maybe an hour or two to be able to, you know, take advantage of those conveniences. It could be anywhere from like healthcare to entertainment to eating to shopping. Atlanta's like that mid hub, because it's so popular. Healthcare is pretty good in Atlanta. I say it's better than most of the places outside of Atlanta and Georgia. I'm just talking about Georgia. I'm not talking about any other states. I say Atlanta has one of the better healthcare systems than anywhere in Georgia. As a matter of fact, I don't believe that there's a lot of locations of children's hospitals outside of Atlanta. I think Atlanta has one of the higher numbers of children's hospitals in the state. So they have more children's hospitals in their state. But yeah, if you have healthcare, and you want to know if there's some type of providers out there for you, Atlanta probably has more options for your healthcare plan and things like that, because they have more medical facilities out there, teeth and all that. Now let's get into the cons. I know I sound a little I don't know. I'm a little tired. I didn't get any sleep last night, and plus, I don't feel too good about this video, because it's like. Anyway, let's get to the cons. All right, so crime. Crime that's one of the cons. The number one con. There's no particular order to this. I'm just going down a list of things that are an issue in Atlanta that I've experienced. So crime is a little crazy out there. There's everything from trafficking to identity theft to money laundering to car property crimes. And you have to understand something. Even though Atlanta has a lot going on, it's still relatively close to a lot of areas that are pretty dangerous. And then on top of that, some of those dangerous communities are still within the Atlanta hub. So you have to have your head on a swivel when you're in Atlanta. You can't be willy-nilly just out in the streets like, oh, I'm in Atlanta. Like, you got to have some sense of street smarts when you're out in Atlanta, because just because you see like there's nice restaurants, there's a lot of ducky areas. I'm gonna be honest with you, Atlanta to me is giving ghetto. That's why I feel the way I feel about making this video. Atlanta is giving ghetto. I'm sorry, but it's just not. There's no consistency as far as like you can go to Ruth Chris and then go around the corner and it's like, it's kind of ghetto out here. Like, it's not the. That's another thing that's on the list. Infrastructure. The infrastructure is just not there yet. There's still like, how can I put it? There's still low. I don't mean to get down on low income housing, because it really doesn't make a difference whether you're low income or high income. Crime is everywhere, but there's still some like rugged areas within Atlanta, even on the nice parts. So I'm gonna be honest with y'all, just keep your head on a swivel. I mean, it's really not that safe at all. And another thing I want to discuss about Atlanta, about a con, traffic. It's just getting worse and worse. They have a lot of accidents. They're up there with California and Texas. There's a lot of accidents out there. From, high speed chases to the tickets to the parking is terrible. I mean, it is terrible. I mean, you try to go out for entertainment, you got to pay to park everywhere. And I'm going to stitch this video right here.
Atlanta, it does not cost $30 to park at your raggedy ghetto establishment. Why do I need a valet at Juju's chicken spot? And why is it always a different price?
So that y'all can see what I mean by anything you try to do, you got to pay for parking. That's just how it is. The next issue is overpopulation or overcrowding. So overcrowding. Can you close the door, please? That's a big issue. This is why people are saying Atlanta's full. We don't have no more space. We're at capacity. We can't have any more people. But reality is people are going to come. As a matter of fact, I think the Atlanta airport, the Jackson Hatfield International Airport, so many people come through that airport. It's like one of the biggest, most populated airport in the United States of America. People are gonna come here. So to tell people to stop coming is just like it's not a solution. But you can set up, like I said, infrastructure is an issue here. I don't know how they're going to do it, how they're going to pull off being able to support as many people as that's coming in. But you can see that it's overpopulated. Like, you can see it. When you go to places, you go in to just get a burger, you're waiting in line for like 20 minutes. And it's just like, you'll see it when you get here. But it's definitely overpopulated. It's overcrowded. Wait times for everything is just out the roof. You go to the hospital, you're in there for like 2-3 hours. There has to be a way that I think that they're trying to structure to support that as many people as trying to come in. So, and then the last thing I want to talk about is the non-natives. The last thing I want to talk about is the non-natives and the transplants. That's one of the cons here. And even though I am acknowledging the fact that people are going to come here, and that's just a given, it's a great city, the transplants are a problem. And I'm going to tell you why. People are coming from places like Chicago, Philadelphia, New York, and those places have a high property value. So, and they get paid more out there. They come here with that money and they bring it down to the South. They're able to afford more, so typically they can probably move into an apartment in Midtown. The problem that you have when you have people coming from these hoods is that they come here with their behavior. And so not only do you have the crime that was already here with Atlanta, but you also have crime from different states, like Detroit, like Chicago, like Philly, come down here with that hood mentality. And they start drama. Okay? For example, King Von. Then the crime just gets worse. And this goes back to one of my cons of crime. The crime gets worse once you have more people mixing in and coming here from different hoods, because as you know, Atlanta is predominantly black. I'm tired of jumping around it. It's predominantly black or predominantly brown people here. So you're going to have that influx of, like, I want to say crime, because you have people coming from different areas trying to rep their set and just causing drama, along with the people who are natives here, who know what's going on, who know about the streets, who know about the people who live in them. So that's one of the cons. But those are my 10 pros and cons for Atlanta. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it.